My name is Cole Richmond. In December of 1941, I was in a war. I was 17. I enlisted because I did not want to be drafted into the Army. I wanted to go into the Navy. They told me that I was going to Norfolk, Virginia. When I got there, all the black sailors were in barracks, separated from the white sailors. I served in the segregated armed forces. And when I left Norfolk to catch my heavy cruiser in California, it was on a troop train with about 45 of us. When we went through Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, the war was hot and heavy, and the Japanese were knocking at the door of the Philippines. All of that was going on, but still, all through the South, we black sailors had to eat in the kitchen. We could not eat in the dining room, even though the government was paying for the meals. The war was over in Europe, but we were still fighting the war in the Pacific. My last big battle, where I got wounded in my knee, was in Okinawa. My heavy cruiser, the USS Portland, carried some of the components of the atomic bomb. My sister ship was the USS Indianapolis. They had part of the components too. On the way back, the Japanese sunk them at Pearl Island. 852 sailors lost their lives. Each ship was carrying a different part of the atomic bomb. On the fantail where they had these parts, we had to stand guard every 2 hours because no one was allowed to go down there. We didn't know what we were carrying either. It was a well-kept secret. To all the veterans, I tip my hat off to you for all the sacrifices that you have made to preserve this democracy. You know the step by step, the battle I had to fight to preserve this democracy. And again, when I got out, I still had to fight segregation. I'm sure glad about one thing, the way that I was brought up. No hatred. For God says, when you are disobedient, you shorten your days. I am 76 years old now, and if the good Lord calls me home, I have no qualms because I did what I had to do. I did it in a nice way. I didn't offend anybody. I have no hatred against anybody. I am not bitter. For God says, if I'm for you, who can be against you?